because I feel like if you ain't really came over here and did what you supposed to do, and then when you have came over here, the battle's been it's like I'd be hard on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight the best fighters in the world consistently.
Okay, so
Okay.
Holla,
That's
may
a
I ask
fact.
you this? May I ask you this? May I ask you in 20 years, 20 maybe close to 20 years, Iron Solomon has had one bad battle. Iron Solomon has had one bad battle, and he's been on all of
Well,
these stages.
what's his
He's
resume?
he's competed.
I gotta know his
He's
resume. What's his
competed.
resume?
Yeah. Like, what's his biggest like? Okay, how many main events he got on you
Okay,
already?
I, I
see, and then
He
that's where it becomes
doesn't
gray
have.
area.
He only
But
has
the
one
thing
go.
about it
That's
is
where
he
because if you're talking about star power and consistency are two
I ain't
totally
talking about
different
star
things.
power. I'm talking about
yeah, but
I'm
You
talking
know
no,
about
what I'm saying?
Marv, in
who are
20
you out here
My,
years,
having great battles against. That's my whole thing.
okay,
and how many battles is it?
so my thing. People thought when he walked into the Rum Nitty battle, he was going to get
Uh-huh.
smoked.
Oh,
There are people.
People
There
didn't
are
Why?
feel
people.
like that.
No, there are
No,
people
nobody
for
felt like
sure.
that. I know.
People did not
That
feel
was
like that.
I definitely heard that just because of being an older nigga and him not being able to keep
No,
up.
that's how people felt
No,
at the time.
I'm sure
That's how people
people
felt.
definitely
That's
felt like that,
legit
but
how
that
people
wasn't like
felt.
the narrative. People
That's
were just like,
legit
"This
how.
is a random battle."
No, people was like, oh yo, he's this. This is the get him out of here battle, and
No,
there are a
people
lot of
thought it was
people.
random.
There are a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, who give him that battle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
My thing.
okay. Let me ask you this though. But if you get your biggest moment that you ever gonna have and you drop the ball, you can't go inconsistent, man. That
But
don't make sense.
but he hasn't. And again, I'm just throwing a name out there. It's not necessarily
yeah, nah, that's a
you know
good thing. Now, say what you saying
you know what I'm
again,
saying.
Marv, because I gotta go. What
Okay,
you arguing for, Iron?
so my thing. So from every era, we're talking about DVD. We're talking about we're talking about grind time. We're talking about King of the Dot, and he has the smack battles. Other than the Murder Mook battle, which was a shitty performance on both sides, in my opinion. Iron Solomon has always, and we're talking about the big moments with Ines, the big moments with Math, him still being viable on this platform today. Niggas still calling him out like, yo, this is the battle I want to have. Like he has to be in this conversation, in my opinion.
Oh,
Now, if you talk about what his resume is, I can't necessarily rattle off.
Well, he took a 5 year break. I mean, that immediately excludes him from the combo
Hey, he
for
don't
me.
fuck with breaks. He don't fuck with breaks.
I didn't know it was a 5 year break, but I was finna say
I'm,
I knew earlier he got his flowers because coming like back then around it was Iron Solomon. But my son, like now, like within the next 5 6 years, how many times have you been on big cards with matches that mattered and then what I'm saying delivered? That's my
And then all
thing.
I and then all I say is this, Holla. There is, and I don't think that there will be many top tier niggas today who, if Iron Solomon came across their table, they would turn that battle down.
Yeah, so
well, well, well,
that's just
actually,
star power
actually,
though. I mean, we ain't
yeah.
arguing with that. We just talking about consistency, meaning have you done it from 2010, 29 to 2022, and who have you done it against? We're not saying
Where's
everybody gonna take his name. Of course, he Iron Solomon, but I'm
so
saying
where's Danny at then? Where
the
Danny been
reason.
consistent?
Well,
Why ain't nobody brought Danny
Danny
up?
has no, but okay, so Danny's had like 3 years in a row where he was supposed to be champion of the year, and then he dropped the ball. It wasn't Real Sick was the
One
only time it
okay,
was a
but
bad
one time though,
No,
Yo,
but
I'm
it
he's
just, I'm
wasn't.
still
just,
It wasn't.
consistent.
No, but I'm saying,
No,
bro,
it's
it
not. It's not
wasn't.
just
It
one
wasn't
time.
one time.
It's been
Real
like six
Sick was
times
the only
being
like
that.
big
It's happened a
situation.
lot.
He was
A
supposed
bunch
to
of
battle his.
chokes,
Yeah, he
a
had
bunch of all
Disaster,
that stuff,
battled somebody
Verb.
the day before, choked all three. He battled
And,
Franchise, choked all three. He has a lot of those.
uh, and yeah,
Okay,
that's so.
okay. So wait. If we doing chokes, then that now we got a whole nother argument, bro. Now we
But
now
no,
What?
chokes come with
How?
consistency. Chokes come
Who
with
on this?
consistency,
Who
bro.
on this list chokes?
the whole city of Jersey chokes though.
But they're not on this list.
Arsenal is, bro. Arsenal's on this list.
I have him lower than top
Arsenal's
five.
on this list, bro.
Gre-
I got
Arsenal is
That's
on
top
this
ten
list.
or
blasphemy,
Arsenal is
bro.
on
15.
this list. Yeah, he's
But
definitely on
the
this.
Bro.
thing is though, but like he said though, Arts got chokes and a lot of bad battles.
Yes.
I'm asking
Okay,
them.
this is a
I know
Oh,
battle.
that's
sorry.
why
Yeah,
I'm asking them who
yeah.
picking.
Ours has a plethora of battles that are kind of forgettable.
That's
That's why I'm saying we got
blasphemy,
to be
bro.
fair. So if
That's
we gonna talk
blasphemy.
about the good, let's talk about the bad. So the people on the list is like, do they have stumbles, chokes, a bunch of bad battles, and then the people y'all want on the list, y'all gotta ask the same questions.
I agree with you, Holla. I agree with you fully because look, the names that's right here, these guys have a high, like they don't turn the ball over. That's the first thing. If
Ooh,
we talking about consistency, this list
That's a
that's
good.
up
That's a
here
good
right now,
analogy.
they
that's
don't turn the
crazy.
ball over, bro.
That's
Like
crazy, dog. That is
these are
crazy.
these are
Yeah.
Eric Snows, however you want to look at it. These
That's,
niggas not turning that ball over for nobody. So it's like
Okay,
when you go consistent, you know every night he gonna consistently give you this every night.
okay. So what? So my next question would be, what's the time period that you're consistent? Because if a nigga's only been consistent for 2-3 years,
but that's what
that
I was
doesn't
saying
make
too,
him
Mar.
all time.
That's
That
why I
doesn't
was
make him
saying
all
Geedy.
time, bro.
So listen, exactly. But Greedy told me this because that's what I'm arguing. I'm like, bro, niggas got more battles, but I've been doing this since 2010, a couple of us. But he said that the number of battles you can have within 4 years can count down the work. So if nigga got 70 battles in 4 years, his work make up for the time lost.
But it doesn't though. But not if you're factoring in what you guys are deeming headlining cards or certain names, because it's a lot of niggas that there are it's they're forgettable names on a lot of niggas
Yeah,
lists.
no,
Of
You know
course,
that's
what
my
I'm
yeah,
saying?
argument. Exactly, exactly. You
yeah.
right, you right, you
Right.
right.
So
And I,
for a nigga to not mention, so for a nigga to say Arsenal doesn't qualify for this, or even Solomon, yo, that's wild.
well, I never
That's
But
said
wild.
even
I never
even
We
said
like
talking
qualify. I'm just
we
talking about top
talking
five.
we
I'm
but
talking
talking about
15 years. We talking
Marv,
15
but
years.
Marv,
If this the top five, then Ars got to
forgettable
be six.
Bro,
forgettable
that is
battles
that's
and shit like
wild.
that, forgettable battles and shit like that is one thing. But these other people, like a Geechi Gotti, you can say he got 20, maybe even 30 battles that don't really matter. But he don't have no performances where he's just up there being stupid, like
getting smoked and
not
stuck
even
and
trying to
choked and
rap
stuff.
and shit like
No,
that.
no,
Yeah, like he
that's
doesn't
why
have none
we
of
got to
those.
get that to y'all. We got it. Like that's a like it's so many people in battle rap that have different star accolades that you can't. So one nigga cannot be the man in battle rap. Everybody have their own department, bro. Where it's like he's a master of that. Like okay, when you go, if you ask URL who they top two sellers is, they're gonna tell you Verb and Surf. You talking about salesman? And this is out of Beasley mouth. Salesman? Yeah, that's what they're gonna tell you. But that don't mean consistent. No, it don't. You guys people that can say, hey, look, like Holla is probably has the highest stat line. If he's outviewed everybody, right?
Mhm.
And this is not see, I deal with what's right and wrong, man. This ain't got nothing to do with that Cardinal cap right now. If he's
Hmm.
if he's the highest viewed, he has a 98% safety rate. He's on the road 85 to 90% of the time. How
98% of the
that's
time.
not yeah,
Not, not
that's not nothing we can just say no to.
Look. I'll never be in a space where I'll ever discredit anyone else. I'm not saying that anyone should be.
no, we are.
Uh,
We having
yeah,
debates. No, we
yeah,
are.
out
We
of
all
your
know we
list.
having debates.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Every nigga on that list is great. Also, if you're talking about consistency, you're talking about star power, you're talking about a name, you're talking about headlining, good should be on this list.
That's a
Goods
fact
don't
too. You
battle enough though.
but
Man,
you keep him though.
I
good
think Goods falls into the same kind of career category as like a Calico.
Oh yeah. Well,
Cause
no,
he only
Cal
got
battle
20
more than good.
battles.
Yeah,
He only got
Cal
20.
battle more than
But
good.
if
He
you
battle more than good.
but if we're talking
Nah, he
if we're
really
talking
don't.
about
Cal got like 5
consistency,
more battles than
if you're
Goods.
if you're talking about consistency in every one of those 20 battles, he's been him.
He's
He's been
consistent.
the
You
draw.
damn, you right
He's
about
His
it,
been
hype,
the
Marv.
draw.
No,
I'll say
no,
He's
Hollow
been
no.
the
though.
draw.
His
No, but
hype
what I'm
train is good.
saying is the reason why he can't be with none of them fives because them people, how he consistent, they consistent too with
So
more
you're saying
battles. That's
workload.
the only thing that beat him.
You're saying workload. So you're saying
Yeah, that's
workload
what I'm saying.
factors
So
in.
if another person consistent just like you, it's like, all right, what we go down to? Oh, you only did it 20 times. I did it 40. Like, so that's the only thing that's break. Goods definitely can be on there, but he just don't match up with the amount of work, the workload as the others being consistent as well. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's stopping Good. Like if I hit 10 threes and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you hit three, but if you hit 100, it's like, well, shit, I'm 10 for 10, but you 90 for 100. That's you more consistent that
So
kind of way.
so how does JC not make this list? If you're talking about workload,
I think he had too many bad stretches of
Yeah, same thing.
losses, bad performances. He got too many of
really,
those,
Yeah,
huh?
he has bad losses.
But it's hard to stay at the
I'm
top
completely
when you
out the
go
loop.
on that much though, bro.
It
I'm
is
completely out
though,
the
but
loop
that's
then.
his fault. That's what we
I
say.
agree,
It
but you
is,
gotta
but the five on the list really don't have those.
facts.
Yeah,
I
you
think
know
you can
what?
make an
You know
argument
what?
for Hollow to Don too.
Who did follow?
Hollow definitely needs to be mentioned.
I think Hollow
I'm gonna
definitely
be
needs.
me. Yeah.
There's an argument for Hollow.
How many battles Hollow got?
Yeah, but Hollow he took a break too though. So we
Like
talking about break.
Yeah,
35.
he took. Yeah, he took a 3-year break or something too. Then for like I be saying, right?
Yeah, I think Hollow career wise falls
Hollow's
in
done
kind of the
38
same
battles. He's
category
taking
as
a small break, but
like
So
like
so
Hitman.
he's headlined every card
so
he's been
this
a part of for a decade. So like
Hollow's
that's
got
No,
a
you're
really
right.
similar career to Hitman.
so yeah. So this isn't me being an asshole or ask like being like or being disrespectful, Hollow. So if we're saying that Hollow took a 3 year break, what's your average amount of battles now?
Now, but the difference between me and Hollow is I never had a bad stretch like Hollow had. Meaning they was just saying they was tired of Hollow. His performances was kind of bad last 2 years. That's what they was saying. I
Hmm.
mean, as far as the masses, like they said, Hollow fell off.
No, you
Hmm.
right.
Hmm.
So well, me is I've never had that. So I ain't really talking about the break. When I mean by break, I shouldn't have said break. You know, I took a break too. The last 4 years, I battled 4 times. So you're right, but I still got 36 battles. But what I'm saying is they Hollow had a break, meaning where they wasn't really, he wasn't in demand. He wasn't really trying, they wasn't really pushing for him to battle. They said he fell off and that. Am I saying that word right, Greedy? What should I say? Because I
Hey,
don't
look,
want to be saying
I'm completely out the loop. I'm completely out the loop because I
Say it
I can
again.
that my finger is
what
not on
we
the
what we
pulse.
saying, like what kind of stretch would you say Hollow had that we saying? Like, what's the right term?
I would almost call it like a little dark age.
What?
That what you could tell Mar. So what year would you say and what battles? The bad battles in the year you were saying, like what you would say?
For Hollow, I
Yeah.
think people it started with John. That was a cool battle. And then you have like the math battle. He
Mhm.
lost that pretty bad. The Danny battle was a bad battle. People have Danny winning that battle. And
Mm.
then people haven't really been fucking with
Oh,
him.
oh, okay, but was it bad or did he just get beaten? Them
Yeah,
two
that's what I'm
things.
saying.
It was
Nah,
bad. It
these
was
battles are
bad.
bad though.
the
These
You haven't
battles
even
y'all don't even
seen
the
you
remember.
haven't even
the math
seen
battle's
them.
bad. The math battle's bad.
Y'all don't even
He
remember.
got 30'd bad by math, and then him and Danny, I don't even remember anything except Danny crying. I swear to God.
Okay,
This is really
okay,
interesting.
okay, okay. So y'all think of okay. So if a person shows with his like this happens to us. You can have some fire material, but somebody's just a little better that night. That doesn't mean it's
Yeah,
bad though.
that's a thing, bro. That's a real thing. Like you're battling the best niggas in the
But
world.
we
Yeah.
talking about the actual battle though. We not really talking about the
Yeah,
material. We just talking about the actual battle. Like, that battle was ill. How many
math
of those
30'd
battles you
Hollow
want
saying
to be?
splish splash.
Hey, you know what's so then look, I think that what battle rap got to start doing is start like saluting people while they alive, bro. Like, okay,
Stuff
he
like
the
that too though.
master.
We know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he the master of this. Like that, we see because even when you go to niggas like JC, like like I look at JC, Danny, and I'm gonna remove Hitman from this. I look at JC, Danny, and Tay Rock as insert rapper here. They're gonna do the same shit to everybody. Period. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
No,
Like
facts.
so. Yeah, so you gotta outplay that. When you dealing with
Hmm.
Hitman, he's not gonna do the same shit. You don't know where he's going.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's why, like, okay, just like okay, some people you can predict how they, but ain't nothing wrong with that because at the same time, you know what's up with Gotti when you get Gotti, right? You know what's up with him. But the thing is, he's going to stay hard at that. He's going to be the hardest level of that shit, and it just depends on how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I look at people from totally different aspects of skill and legendary. I look at them because there's so many niggas.
Is ill will in this conversation?
Yeah, the reason
Yes.
all these people are being in conversation, but when you get to doing the top five, it's like, all right, when did you come aboard? Okay, you got hot in 2017 and you started in 2011. That's a big deal.
But
Not
we
saying he wasn't good. We
no no
not
no no no. I
so,
get you. I get
Yeah,
you.
you go
so
down
yeah.
the
When
checklist.
we be saying this kind of stuff, I don't want people to think like he just got good, but we just saying you can't be consistent like with a nigga with Tay Rock or something. If you know what I'm saying, when your eyes got all on you in 4 years ago, niggas been doing it for 10.
But all I'm
That's
saying is,
that.
if you're talking if we're talking specifically about Will, we talking about a nigga who won UFF. We talking about a nigga who has stepped on every platform and shook shit like legit.
In
Like
a
there are
what year
niggas.
span? In a
But
what year span would you give them all this?
No,
then
it's not one
Mar,
year.
then you have to go
You
I ain't
said
into
what?
asking
You said
1 year.
what?
I said what
Oh
in a
oh
what year? I'm saying so.
okay.
What you saying with him doing all this? What? How many years you would say he didn't been like that?
I
yeah,
don't want
Mar,
I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to lie to
Marv,
you. Say
because but you go from everything you just did, we can't take that away from him. But when you're talking consistency, right? Then he has that DNA battle and the Tay-Rock battle and gets sat down. He doesn't get booked for like 2 years.
But then we have but then you come back and he has the John battle where he went absolute.
Nah, that's like, but you're talking 2019. That's like 7 years later.
And we talking about from 2010.
Yeah, and he has a lot of battles since then.
It's a
You know what
very
I'm
interesting
saying?
conversation. It's very
Yeah, so
interesting.
like, so when I
It's
say
very
when Verb, because I know Verb a big fan of Danny and all them other people, like we all are, but I mean like he'll argue with him, and the only thing that hurt those kind of guys is they battle so much, they put themselves in position to have bad stretches and bad battles and not get booked and kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because that's
interesting.
just
But
how it go when you
but
going
what
against
they
all these
supposed to do, bro?
talent.
What they
Well,
We
supposed
not
to do?
saying
They
it,
not
no,
well,
us.
it's
no.
like, let me put it this
Like
way.
what you saying, bro? Like they not
When
us.
you
Like what you?
when you're
Yeah.
comparing someone like Hitman to a JC, right? It's like, okay,
That's
Hitman.
not fair. That's not fair. That's
No, but
not
just
but
fair,
just hear
Greedy.
me,
but JC
hear
battled
out what
more
I'm
than me,
saying.
right?
It
But
doesn't,
that's not
JC.
yeah, it
fair,
doesn't have to
Greedy. That's
be, it
not
doesn't have to be
fair.
Hitman. Nah, hear out what I'm saying. So if Hitman's 35 for 35 on 3-point shots, right? Yeah, it's easier to not miss when you shoot 35 times. If JC put up 100 shots and he's 80 for 100, that's okay. It's harder to, if you shoot 100 times,
Yeah,
you're gonna start missing and shit like that. But the fact
yeah.
remains, Hitman still has the higher 3-point percentage.
But he also, and this isn't a shot. This isn't a knock. He also has 65 less shots.
That's what
You
he's
No,
see what
I
saying.
I'm
agree.
saying?
I
He got
agree.
65
No,
less shots, man.
that's
Like,
what he's saying though. I got 65 less shots. That's what, so it make a, so JC it put his own self at disadvantage.
Yeah, he makes it harder on himself.
He
Nah,
makes
no,
so
nah, no, he didn't. Hey, holla, that's a tough act to follow. When he came in, we had too many niggas. That's a tough act to follow.
But
He ain't had no
JC's
choice. He
that
didn't
nigga
have
but
a
legitimately
choice.
Verb,
battled.
you
He
know,
legitimately
JC's
battled.
been in
He
positions where he's won 3-4 battles in a row and he's supposed to battle Lux, and then it has a bad
lose
battle where
3-4.
he's inconsistent and it ruins it. And then
But
he's
yeah.
look
gonna
what he
battle Lux
coming
again,
behind
and then
though,
he's
bro. Like, look,
Yeah, that's
inconsistent.
man.
look
This
what he
nigga
coming
literally
behind.
battled every weekend, bro. Literally battled every
No one put
weekend.
a gun to
So the
his head
amount
and
of
said
battles
battle
make you
every
consistent
weekend.
though. That's so
But see,
we
but we're
ripping
talking
off.
about workload. That's why I specifically asked. I specifically asked about workload.
So your
Like,
But the
workload,
others,
your workload can affect your consistency.
But what
Because
is
if
he
you can be,
supposed to do though?
the other
but if you
people
want
whose
to take 10
workloads you're
battles,
talking
you got
about,
to be
there's not
good 10 battles.
the other people who have these workloads, the Rum Nitties, the Geechi Gottis, they don't have major drop offs. They don't have like choke and
Exactly.
die battles. They just don't.
Okay.
And-
Are you okay? Look, if JC got to make his name, everybody ain't us. Like, okay, the star power is something that he lacks, so he got to work. He has to work. Okay, like, all right, everybody got their own specialty. Like, okay, like you could take a Hitman Holler and he performs. That ain't that my master thing is rapping. JC has
Yeah.
to hustle the way he got to hustle. If he
No,
don't do nothing,
And we
y'all don't
not
even know
knocking
him.
that.
I
We not
agree, and
knocking that.
I got endless respect for JC. Just when you're talking consistency, if you're at a 9 or a 10 for 3 or 4 battles in a row, and then we catch you on a 6 for a battle, and then you're back at a 9 or a 10, you go down to a 7, and you're
But y'all don't do this for
but if
Lux though.
but if
that's the
all but if
Y'all
I'm
definition
don't
of
do
doing
this for
all
Lux
inconsistent.
though.
but if
I
I'm
do
doing
that for
all
Lux.
those
I
I do
do.
that for
They
Lux.
don't.
I said Lux ain't nowhere near this
if
combo.
I'm doing all of if I'm 9, 9, 9, 6, 9, 9,
No.
8, 5, 9, 9, and I'm doing all that in the span of 3 months,
That
dog, that
ratio good.
has to
But
fucking
it's
count,
still
bro.
inconsistent though.
How the fuck is
It
that
count. That's
inconsistent?
literally the definition of inconsistent.
Having a five, having two battles at a 5 and a 6,
It's
then
the
a
law of
9, then a 8,
averages.
then a 4, then a 5, then a
It's
4. Like
Yeah,
that's
like
inconsistent.
whether
it's
you
the
felt
law of averages, though, bro. It's the
no,
law
but
of
the
averages.
Ratio.
but
Okay,
your
watch this.
average is
Okay, watch
one
this.
thing. You're not
Okay, watch this.
consistently at your average.
Now do Tay Rock average. Do his average outbeat Tay Rock average?
No.
Do his average outdo Geechi average? Like
No.
No,
would do his average out DNA's?
No.
maybe.
Cause
Maybe.
DNA baby. I'm see right. Y'all can give him
I
DNA.
ain't gonna let
We'll give
maybe.
him DNA. I mean, if y'all want to
I'll,
argue him
I'll, I'll,
DNA.
like
My
again, I won't argue anybody not being on this list. The
Now I
only
know
one
what you
that,
said. No,
yeah,
we got to argue this though. I feel you.
the
So
only,
I
the
love.
only, the only person that I feel is a glaring omission is ours. You can make an argument for everybody else, but ours is top 5 consistent, in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
opinion.
definitely. I think so too. And look, ours ain't lower than 6, regardless. He's not lower than
Yeah,
6. Yeah,
yeah.
he's not lower than 6.
I just think like
Who
some
would
you can
if
say
y'all? So who would y'all put him over if y'all could over the list? That he got 5.
Nitty.
I say Nitty too, just
I can say
because.
Nitty, yeah.
It will
Yeah.
only be, it will only be just because of
Just be,
longevity.
I would just say just because I say longevity and schedule.
That's a
That
fact.
would be
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that
just
would be
like when you're
that's a
talking
fact.
consistency, it literally means like staying the same or having an upkeep. Like Tay Rock and Geechi Gotti are number one and two, clear to me. And when you look, no matter how you feel, if they lost this battle, won this battle, it's steady. They're at an 8 or a 9, or they're a 9 or a 10 every single battle. There's never like a huge drop off or what was that performance? They've never had that.
Yeah,
And
no, no, you
you
right. You
when you look at yeah, when you look at
okay.
everybody else in the top five, or when you talk about some of the other guys, it's the same thing, but they don't have as many battles that they were at that level for. Or if you talk about like a JC or a Danny, they have as many battles, but there's the year where you weren't battling anybody who mattered, or you had the big battle where you choked or got bodied, shit like
Oh,
that.
but
okay,
he
okay.
still got to get his money.
So let me
He
ask you
still
this.
got to work.
No,
Let me
that's
ask you
but yeah, that's a whole separate, you know what I
let me
mean?
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
ask you the comment of you battled the year where you battled quote unquote nobody who mattered. Hey, look, Jordan still had to play the Hornets, my nigga, and I still had to be Jordan.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah.
I still like he still had to be Jordan, bro. Like that, I think that's a really, I really think that is a disadvantage that you put people at because if I'm still performing at a 9 or 10 level, regardless of who I'm doing it against, like I'm still doing my part of the job. I
But
think
I
that's
think that I don't
But it
think they
wasn't a
count. I
9
mean,
or
I
a
think they
10.
count that. That's why they count Geechee. That's why they got Geechee up there because he got 40 battles against smaller, low names, but he did what he did. We saying that the other people who also be doing it be having more bad drop offs.
mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's the only argument.
Like
Yeah,
Geechee will
I
battle
got,
somebody
I
who
got.
doesn't matter, and he'll body him, and he'll still do 500K views on West Coast Elites or something like that.
Mhm.
JC will have the same type of battle, and it does 10K views and